So till now we have seen different tasks and different transformations, and today's session also we will cover some two to or more than three tasks we will try to cover, and we'll see how importance is there in the SSIS. Okay, let's start with the uh, some bulk insert task. Okay, bulk insert task. So what it will be doing and how it will be helpful in the SSIS. Okay, let me take one some notepad. Okay, let's say till now we have seen different data flows, right? Where we have transferred some flat file to destination table. So this is our common in most of the packages, right? Some flat file to table. Here it is source, flat file is source and destination as in a table. Okay. So the same concept will be implemented in the bulk insert task. So what is the difference between this normal data flow task and bulk insert task? So we have few differences where we have to see the bulk insert task variations. The first one is it can bulk insert as what it will be do is it can be handled only two types of sources. One is flat flat file, second one is some Excel. Okay. Next, we cannot apply any transformations on this. So we cannot apply any transformation. But in our normal data flow task, in between we can apply some transformations, some sort, conditions, conditional split, merge, union. Like this, we can do so many things between the source to destinations. We can have some transformations here, right? But bulk insert task, it doesn't support any transformations. Okay. Why it is doesn't support means while taking the source as a flat file or Excel, compared to the normal flow and bulk insert task, what is the difference? Main one is in the flat file which we are considering in the bulk insert task is already a proper data. Means it's already had sorted conditions, everything it has applied and given a some source as a proper data. It means in the data flow which we are doing here, the source, right? We are applying some transformations to make it as a proper information, removing some duplicates, applying some conditions, all these things, right? So after that only we are sending to the destination. It means we are making the information into a proper data, right? The same concept in the bulk insert task, it will be given as a flat file which is in a proper format. Means nothing much to do on this. It's already it's already in a proper format. All the duplicates are removed. All the conditions are already taken care. Everything is taken care in this source. That's why what we can do in the bulk insert task is directly sending the flat file to table directly without applying anything. Just dump this data into direct table. we can nothing much to worry on the format of the data or how it is everything. Means we can directly blindly we can move this flat file to the table. Okay, in which cases generally we will be using this bulk insert task? When we have huge data, huge data like some more than 1 GB or 2 GB, in that cases, means till now we have seen only KBs of files, right? Only sometimes records, 20 records, some 50 records like this. But bulk insert task is like when we have some millions of records in a one file. The size can be normally it will be some 2 GB, 3 GB, 4 GB of data. It can be more than that, but I'm just giving you an example how the file it will be looks when we are doing the bulk insert task. So the data should be very high volume. So in that case, just dumping the data into the table without looking any transformations or anything. Why? Because bulk insert task it means it's already in a proper format. Nothing much to worry on the source. It's already well prepared format. All the conditions are done on the sources. So we can blindly move the source to the table. Okay. So these are the things we need to be taken care while doing the bulk insert task. Okay. Let's start with practically how we can do this one. In our case, I'm just taking one sample file how we can do. So assume if you have some GB of data, in that case we can apply this bulk insert task. Now I'm taking direct in the SSH toolbox bulk insert task I'm taking. Okay, double click. We can rename it as per our requirement. If you want, we can make it as in a shortcut. I will give some bulk insert task. So just for naming convention, I'm giving like this bit. So here, if you observe, we have uh, three things to be taken care. What are those means? First one is source connection, which is nothing but which we till now we have discussed some flat file or something. Destination is table. Only two things: source, destination. Okay. Rest of the things is in a proper format here. See, the format which is given specified as an CRLF means tab. If you want, we can change it. Okay. But it's in a predefined format it has given. Just connect the source to destination and apply these formats and move it. That's it. Okay. We'll take one example here. Okay. I will take some source here. In the source new connection I have to specify. It is saying your source file is already existing file or need to be a create a file or create folder or existing folder. I mean it's asking where is your source location? Tell me. Or we need to be create that one or it's an existing folder or existing file where it is. It's saying it's giving the multiple options. We can take it as an existing file. Means there is a file which we have which we are connecting right now. Okay. And on the desktop we have some sources, right? I'm taking some first file one dot copy, one underscore copy as an source. Let's take in our case it is an some huge volume of data. And connection, it is asking a connection to where it has to be sended in some dev database destination table. It is asking means there should be a And one more thing we need to be observed in the bulk insert task is table should be existed before itself. Means the table should be already available so that we can directly dump this file into the destination. Okay, so let's check whether this table is available or not. I think this is the table. Let me check this one. Currency key, currency alternate key, currency name. So the same column should be available in our file. We have taken some one dot copy, right? Let me check. Yes, currency key, currency alternate key, currency name. So the same columns are available in the table also. It means my table is ready to dump this data. And if you observe here, the delimiter is some comma here, right? And we'll keep the settings as it is. And here column delimiter it is asking tab, but in our case it is not the tab, right? We have some comma delimiter. If you observe this, this is the delimiter we have. Sometimes we will be having some pipe symbol, sometimes semicolon, sometimes vertical bar. So in our case it is in a comma. Let's do it as it is. Just fine. Just click OK here. What happened? Okay, table is not given here. So test 5 something we have given, right? Test 5. Okay. Now it's working fine. Means our source and our destination and the format. Simply mapping it one. That's it. Just save it and run the package. It's executed. Let's go and check whether this bulk insert task is loaded the file or not. Yes, it's loaded. Okay. We have got all the records. If you observe this one, right? Like this, we will be loading the data by using the bulk insert task. It is a something called dumping the data. Okay, just giving the source connection, destination connection, and directly dumping the data, just giving some simple format. Okay, but in our regular data flow task we can apply some transformations, right? But here we cannot apply any transformations, directly dumping the data. Okay, so this is the bulk insert task. Any doubts on this?
No.
Okay.
Not this.
I will just make it as an bulk insert task. Okay. So this is about the bulk insert task. We'll go with the some other task. Execute package task. I think we have already discussed, and we'll go with the execute process task. Just drag and drop this one. So what does this execute process task will do? Okay. Open this one. So coming to this execute process task, what happens is in the execute process task, it will take and execute one process which is available in our system. Let's say we have some Excel, we have some Notepad. Like this, we have different uh, exe files. Simply to be saying execute, which is already defined in task. let me let me open the direct example here so that you can understand. So double click this one, go to the process. Simply here I can specify calc dot exe. That's it. Just OK. If I say something like this and if I execute this one, what happens? Let's see. If you observe this, it has opened the calculator here. Means what execute process is doing? It is executing a process which is available in our system with the extension of some .exe or some commands which we can pass it to the this task. Means it will just execute those commands and it will try to complete that task. Okay, let's say we'll take one more thing, then we can easily understand. I'm going to open some notepad here. It's taking, till now we have seen how to open the calc, right? We can take some notepad here, notepad.exe. Okay, so when I execute this one, it has to open this notepad. Execute task. If you observe this, it is open the notepad here. Means it's trying to execute the .exe file or some arguments which is already defined in our system. So by using this execute process task, we can execute those uh, .exe files or some commands also. So like this, there is nothing much we will be using in the practically, but there is a one frequently used uh, area is there where we can use this execute process task will be helpful for us in real time in the SSIS. Okay, let's see how it will be useful. So what I'm going to do with this execute process task is um, I want to zip zip the file. Let's say this is my source folder, right? So sometimes in the real time, how it will be helpful by using this execute process task is, so once we have used these source files or destination files, once the process is completed, it should be zipped and send it to some location. Let's say we have used these files, right? If you remember these files, copy 1, copy 2, copy 3, copy 4. Once these files are used and we thought of that it is working fine and everything is looks good to the destination also. After that, we'll use this execute process task to make these files to some zip here. If you observe this, we are making it to some zip. If you do this one, means just archiving this file and moving to some other location. Means as per today's task, these are the new files which are came to our source folder and we have worked on it and we have zipped and send it to some other backup folder. Okay, we will have some backup folder where we everyday files will be coming, and in that backup folder we will be moving this copy files with zipped and send it to that location. Okay, these are the very frequently used in the real time by using this execute process task. Okay, for that what we need to do is we need to use the zip extension zip.exe which should be installed in our system. Let's execute this one. So here I am trying to take some that 7-zip installation file. I am going to my computer C drive where all my programs are installed, right? So here I will go with the 7-zip. and I will take this 7zip.exe. Means it is a one execute process, right, which is already defined in my system. I'm just calling that application, and we need to pass the arguments. Okay, what are those argument is, let me take, this is the argument where we are passing this one. Let me copy to the here. This is the one command where we used to do the zip, a minus t zip, and this is the destination part till here, and this is the source part. Okay, these are the command we need to pass to make the file zip. Nothing special here. A minus t zip, and this is the path until the source we have seen, right? Let me open this one. If you observe this is the source. In this I'm taking one dot copy. It should be as an a source, right? And I want to make this dot zip. Means till here it is dot txt, it is in the source. I want to make it this destination as an a dust one underscore copy dot zip. This is the destination part. This is the source part. Simply pass this command. It will automatically make this file as an a zip. Okay. Let me copy this command here. Copy. Uh, who are not able to hear my voice? So, Thiru, what we are going to do here is we are zipping the one file. Once this file is used, we want to zip this file. It means it's already processed or it's already used in our package. So now we want to make it this as a zip, and we want to make it as a some backup file. Why? Because it's already used in our package, and we want to make a fresh file from the next load. Means for today's task it is already done. So that's why we want to make this zip, and we want to copy to some other folder. For that we are using the execute process task, where I am giving the I am calling the application zip file application and passing the one argument here, simple argument, which is nothing but a minus t zip, and two arguments we need to pass here, a minus t zip destination path space and source path. This is the command actually. So for that I have given the destination where it has to be, make it as a zip. It should be a zip, and the source path from where it has to be picked. This is the path it has to be picked. Okay. So just I'm taking this argument and copying into the execute process task. Just copy this one and paste it in the arguments here. If you see this here, we have arguments, right? So just copy this one, just to say okay without changing anything. Just save this and execute this one. Means when once we have execute this one, what it will do is it will make a one rq file or zip file here. Okay, let me execute this one. So it has executed successfully. It means it has to be done some copy of zip in this folder. If you observe this one, see, it has given some zip. Means we have asked this file to make a zip here. Okay, the same thing it has done the by using zip application. This is how it will be used in the execute process task in the real time. So most of the cases when it will be used, I told you, right? So once our package is used this file, and means once this process is done for today's task, then we'll make this as an a zip, and we'll move it to the some backup folder will be there where everyday files will be coming. Once this process is done, we'll just make use of this execute process task and zip that file and send it to backup folder. Like this every day the real-time scenarios will be using. Okay, so any doubts in this?
I didn't get how you are getting how you are uh, backupping the files. I'm unable to get it.
Means what is your doubt?
My
How?
doubt is I didn't understand what you did, how you backup the file in that in this, because the voice was trucking and your video, this video and your voice was not matching it at a time. So I'm confused there. I didn't understand how you did.
Okay, sir. Let
Is
me.
this disturbance with me or everything, sir?
No, I guess it's only from your side. Nitin and Divya, are you able to comfortable with your voice, or do
Yeah,
you feeling?
yeah,
Yes, yes.
yeah, we are able to
It is
hear.
perfectly fine.
Yeah. So Thiru, only from your side only. I hope there is some audio problem from your side. Okay. Anyways, I will just repeat it for you. Okay. So okay, this is about the execute process task. Now we'll take one more task where we will be using file system task. Okay. So what does it will be helpful for us to use this task? File system task. Simply the task itself saying that file system, right? So what are the operations we can able to do on the files? That all the operations it will be support in this task. So simply all the operations on the file can be handled in the file system task FST. Okay, this is the main thing. What are the things we can able to do with this file system task? Means let's say there is a one file. Okay, so that file once it is processed or which is already taken care, loaded in the package, it is utilized. Once this is done, we just want to move this file from one location to another location. So in that case, we can use this file system task. We can copy a file, we can move file, we can delete the file. Whatever the operations we will do in our regular uh, systems, right? So once the same task it can be performed in this file system task. Let me open this one, file system task, double click. So we need to see only three things here: source connection, destination connection, operation. These are the 3 points we need to be observed while doing the file system task. What is your source connection? Let's say we have one file here and we have to move this file, or we want to copy this file to destination. Very simple here. Let me try with one example so that you can easily understand. I am connecting a one file here. Let me take this one. There is a one file called one underscore copy. Good. I just want to copy this file or move this file, or let take copy of this file into new folder. Here we don't have anything, right? I just want to copy this file to new folder. Okay, this is my task here. For that what I am doing, I'm connecting the file here. It is asking whether it is existing file, where it is, or we need to create a folder, something it is asking. We'll take an existing file here. So where it is this? It's on the desktop in our training. Sources, one underscore copy. I'm just taking this one. Click OK. And what does the operations we want to do on the file is, see, these many operations we can perform on the file. We can copy file, we can create directory, delete directory, move the directory, move file, rename file, set attributes, like this. So many operations we can done on the existing file. So in that, let's say in our case, I'm just taking one or two operations. So rest you can try from your side. Okay, just copying a file to destination. Okay, it is asking was where you want to copy this one. Existing folder. I'm taking some existing folder here in the desktop on training. In the sources, this is my destination, some new folder I want to copy. So I want to copy this file from source to this destination. Simply, very simple. Just click OK. Save this one and execute this one. So it's executed successfully. Let's go and check. In the new folder, if you observe here, it has copied one underscore copy. Means it has copy a file from source to some destination. Okay, like this we can apply all the operations which are available in the file system task. I will take one more operation. uh, Move we will take. So what generally move it will be doing, it's a similar to the cut paste. Okay, just apply, nothing much changes in the source and destinations are ready, just we are changing the operation here, move. Okay, when I start executing this one, it will be failed here. Why? Because it has already the same file available in the destination. If you observe this, right? So when I say copy the same file again to the destination, it will be throwing an error. It will definitely it will throw some error, right? Why? Because in the destination the same file is available. Let's try to make it as a fail. Execute this one. If you observe this, it was got failed. Go to this progress tab. So where it will be showing the monitor of the processing steps. See, it is, if you observe this one, there are few points one by one, right? If you observe this mark here, this mark will be showing that where exactly the error is. An error occurred with the following error message. Cannot create a file when that file already exists. It is saying very clearly, was whatever you are trying to do, it's already exist in the destination, right? So we cannot do with this file system task. So what we can do with this is, we can go to the destination and try to delete this one and execute once again. Now we don't have any file in that destination. I hope it should be run successfully in this case. Yes, it's run successfully. Go to that path again. If you observe this one, it has copied here. See, it has removed here. Move. Move is something cut paste here. It has cut from this location and pasted into this location. Okay. Like this, the file system task will be useful for us. So in the previous example, if you observe this one, once that zip is done, okay, we can move this file to some destination. I said, right, some backup file is there. So in that we'll move all these files. So by using this file system task, we will be using this one. Means what I mean to say is, once this zip is done, execute process task is done, we will be calling the file system task, and file system task, what it will do, it will be moved to that destination. Okay, like this we will be combining all these tasks. Okay, so with this the file system task is done. If you have any doubts, I can clear it.
No doubt.
Okay, good. So I will be continuing with the one more task. We will be end up with this. We'll take one more package. FTP task. Okay, file transfer protocol task. Okay, we have one more thing, FTP task, which is nothing but file transfer protocol. What it will be doing the by using with this FTP task. So if you observe, we have done different packages, right? So in that we have some files which are available in our existing system till now. Every time I am opening some in my desktop, I have some source folder and opening some files, and I am loading these files, right? But in the real time, how it will be is, we cannot find the source everything in our system. Okay, it will be available in some other locations. Let's say I will open some PPT here. Why? Because we have some example where we have seen. If you remember this one, we have taken some Sony example in the very first beginning session. If I have given one example, if you observe this one. Okay, so in this example, we have the different countries here: India, US, UK, China, Singapore. So we have some sales data which we are collecting from different countries. From here, we are taking some 5 countries of data. So everyone has to give this data to us. So then only we can make it use it off into the data warehouse, and we'll do some analysis and we can generate some report, right? So to make this as a possibility, what we are given is, we are given some common server where we can load all these files to the some middleware here. Let's say we'll be giving some server name. We'll send it that server name to these people, all countries. Okay, boss. From now onwards, you just copy all your files to in this server. Means it is something called as a public server, where you need to copy all your files, sales related files, into this server. From there, we will be take it as an input, and we will be processed in our SSIS or SSRS. Okay, so which is something a server where we are be locating all the files here. Okay, the same thing, from here we have to start with the SSIS, right? So this is the some server here. We are going to take all the input file from this server by using FTP task, means file system sorry, file transfer protocol. So FTP task, what it will be doing, connecting to this server and copying this file or sending this file or receiving this file. So many things we can do uh, with this task. Okay, means we have to connect to some server and we have to do some operations from there. So file FTP is also the similar one. So in the real time, it will be used to, most of the time we will be get the files. we will be using this FTP task. Okay, how it will be used? So in our case, I am taking one example here. So for that, I don't have any servers to be connected. So for that, what I am doing is we have some open source server. Microsoft has given some open source server. From there, we will be take it as an example in our case to uh, cover this example. Okay. So for that, we need to create an FTP connection. Okay, some new connection. So every time, if you observe this one, file system FTP task has moved, right? Come to this connection manager and right click. From here also we can create the connections. We have till now we have seen flat file connection, OLEDB connection, file connection, all these things, right? So we can do such things from here also. Every time we are opening this one and we are clicking the connections here, right? The same thing we can do by using in the connection managers. Come to here connection manager area, right click, some new connection. Here if you observe, more than all the connections it has seen. If you observe in the normal connection, it will be shown particular connection only. When we open from the connection manager, it will cover almost all connections here. Here I am going to take the FTP connection here, which is a similar from the task also, it is fine. Okay, just add here. If you observe this one, the same window it has opened, right? So what is that open source server IB is FTP underscore Microsoft .com. Test the connection means check whether this task is connecting to that server or not. It has failed something. FTP.
FTP underscore. FTP underscore.
Okay. Microsoft. Yes. Test connection. No. I hope it's again dot only. FTP dot. Yes. So ftp.microsoft.com. This is the open source server where everyone can access. You can also access from your local systems. Just we need to have some internet connection. Okay. Okay, fine. So our FTP connection is ready now. Go to here. Take that existing connection. FTP connection we have created the right. So just use of that one. In the file transfer, we need to specify what are the things we need to do. We want to receive the file. Generally, it will also do the same operations most of the cases in the file. What are the things we will be doing, right? So it will be trying almost the same cases here. It will be create some local directory, local remote directory, remove. I mean, it is a connecting to the some FTP and do the some operations here. Okay. So in our case, we will take some receive files. These are the most frequent operations we will be using. Means connect to that FTP server and get those files into our local system. Then start loading into our packages. Make it as some flat file connection. From there to some destination. We'll do some operations. All these things. All this stuff will be regular until unless we'll connect to that remote server and get those files. And asking here where we need to get this one. Okay, first we need to connect to the remote path. Just go to that remote path, means it is a server path here. It is asking server path. If you observe this one, It is not my local system. It is in a server path where we will be taking all these folder. I mean, we'll take some files here. Let me take some readme.txt. This is a one file. I have to use it as an input to some other source here. Okay. For that, I am taking this file, and what we are to doing, receiving that file means readme.txt has to be get it from remote and copy it to my local system. It is asking whether where we need to copy this one. Let me take to our same folder here, training, source. Okay, source is fine. We'll take it to the source. Means copy, it's something receiving the file means copying of this file from remote to our local system. Just click OK. Save this one and we'll run this one. So when we execute this one, it will go and connect to the remote server and we'll get that file and copy it into our local system. Let's execute this one. Yes, it's executed successfully. Let's go and check. Yes, sir. So this is the file. If you observe this one, readme.txt. So as per today's date, just now it has arrived. So it means we have got the file from remote to our local system by using this FTP task. We have connected to that server and we have brought it to our local system. Or else we can just make use of that copying that files. What are the operations which are available on this FTP task? Okay, this is how in the real time we will be connecting all these things. Okay, if you observe this one, we can make use of all these tasks at a time. So first FTP task, I will say it as an a one, means first we will connect to this file and bulk insert task. I think this one is bulk insert task. Bulk insert task. So I can say this as an a second step. Once bulk insert task is done, we will be make it some zip and we will be moving to the some backup folder. Did you got my point? What I mean to say here? So I can utilize all these four tasks at a time in one package. How it will be? First, I will take this task and I will connect to some folder and I will load it to my local system, and from there I will use it as a bulk insert task. So by using this one, I will load it to some destination, some table here. Once this step is successful, I will take the execute process task and I will zip that file, means I have already used that one, right? So I will make it as a zip, and once this zip is done, I will be make use of a file system task, means moving to some backup file here. Okay, this is how generally we will be make use of all the tasks into one package. Okay, that's all for today's.